attending a poster presentation by me at Thinking Through, 13 January 2025. Today is Monday, 13 January 2025. I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm Tanis Coralee, she, her, hers of Graceland. I'm going to think through, talk through. Is it a thinking through? I'll do a thinking through. The topic of attending a poster presentation by me, research areas, science and mathematics, sharing some of my experiences from the past, some events slash conferences, hold poster presentations in a session format that may span a few hours. As of when this video was filmed on Monday, 13 January 2025, I had no scheduled / planned poster presentations. All right, so let's go through this. Per past experience, the posters I have presented, the sessions, I think it's pretty standard 2 to 4 hours. The poster is put up. I put up the poster at the beginning of the session, and then I stand there for the duration of the session. So if it's a 4-hour session, I gotta do good on my dehydration, so I don't gotta go pee. And if I do gotta go pee, get my advisor there. But I don't know if I've actually had that happen. Or somebody else who's an author on the project, and I step away so they can man the poster, woman the poster, person the poster, and be there to talk. I've had some good exchanges for and I'll say I've taken 2 approaches to this in the past. One, I stand, and this is depending on the conference size. For bigger conferences, I've stood right by the poster. I might stand off to the side, and so people can kind of read it, and then ask questions if they want. And then if I'm talking to people, try and like angle myself so the people I'm talking to, if other people want to read the poster, kind of like positioning myself. So it's a very adaptive, like a foot space, and it takes a lot of fancy footwork just to be able to like talk to people and make my poster still visible to other people who are looking at it. So yes, and so that kind of tends to be for bigger conferences where there are rows and rows and rows of posters, and so there's like, I'm here in a poster, and then like 6 feet that way there's another poster like right across the aisle, and then there's posters on either side, kind of thing. So it's just a bunch of people and they're close together, so there's not really escaping. I've done one smaller conference, 2016 High Energy Density Laboratory Astrophysics Conference. I presented at a poster, and for that one, it was actually a little bit different. There was like central posters, and then there was nothing on the outside. So, and there were like snacks to the side and stuff like that. And so, was there snacks to the side? No, snacks were different time. That's right. But they did have snacks. I was at a conference that provided snacks. Okay. Anyway, point being, where their snacks were, some people would stand on the outside and kind of talk. And so for that particular poster session, I actually did take a bit of a different approach, and I did a combination of the kind of standard standing by my poster, but then I also did like standing 5 feet back from the poster because there wasn't another aisle of posters on the other side. So I was like, I'm gonna try something a little different. And I had persons come in. They would actually spent like half an hour, kind of thing, looking at the poster, and I was like, I'm happy I didn't stand right next to the poster because that person's really enjoying themselves. So I was like, I do have more than one performance mode, speaking from experience, for poster presentations. Okay, so that's a little bit about how it works. In person, so if you want to attend, what to know. In person, that's a bit what I'm like. I'm there. I'm open to discussion. That's I'm there. Sometimes co-authors show up. Sometimes they don't. I've had a mix. So if I'm presenting, I'm there. Online, there are such things as like online poster presentations, but then I'm not in person to interact with you. So it's a little bit different than watching a talk online where you can see the person and like they're giving their talk, versus like an online poster, like it's just kind of like there's the poster. So this is one where I would actually say there's a big decline in quality if you want me, Tanis Leonhardi, me, Tanis Coralee, to interact with or see kind of thing, then the in-person is better than the online for the person aspect of it. Audience size. So this is one where in a 4-hour session I might interact with hundreds of people. However, the amount of people I can talk to at once is very limited by the size of the poster and spacing of the posters. Okay, because this is like on our legs, on our feet, on our shoes, you know, kind of thing. So it's not quite like 300 people can all see a projected screen. This is a very different audience environment. Audience engagement. So this is one where, in theory, you could stand and talk to me for an hour, whereas in a talk presentation, if I went over in time, there might not be time for a single question. So if you want like relatively guaranteed interaction, a poster session might be a better way to go. But if it's really crowded, so I've seen people who've like had no downtime and they're not very good at managing it, so they actually do let that one person kind of detract the whole time, and then a bunch of people come and go, and I've been like, okay. It's a very hard presentation environment from my perspective. Okay, setting/event such as a conference. So this is one that can be a big conference, small conference. It can be part of just a summit where there's like a session and there's just a bunch of posters. All right, it's a pretty. It can be posters can be in some departments. There's like posters that have already been presented and they hang them in the walls, you know. So if I'm in my office, if I were working like at an Institute of Mathematics and we had that set up, then you could come knock on my door in my office and be like, I see your poster over here, can you come give me your spiel? And so there's also that kind of a performance environment. At the drop of a hat, go Tanis. Do I remember that work? I should if it's not posted on the wall in the hallway. Kind of thing. All right, venue. So this is going to be one where the venue kind of what the actual setup is depends on the venue. I'm gonna leave that. Admissions. So again, conference admissions. So if I'm in my workplace and it's a conference poster in a hallway and you're just like passing through the building, then there might not be admissions or admission fees. Sometimes even if you don't have to pay admissions, you do have to like sign in, just because a lot of these conferences do want to keep track of numbers at the very least of like how many people attended the conference kind of thing. And family note. So my sister and her husband have requested no photos nor videos by me of them nor their offspring. As such, since photos and videos of me presenting are allowed, I am requesting they do not attend any of my presentations. That is, they are not welcome as at any of my presentations. I do not consent to them nor their offspring attempting to end my career by them or their offspring trying to stop other people taking pictures and or videos of me during my presentation because they are present. If they wanted to attend any or all of my presentations, they would not have made that request in the first place. Yes. So essentially, you can think of it. I went in, let's say I won a Nobel Prize, and I went up and I had my Nobel lecture Q&A session, and that's broadcast worldwide. And they go in there in the audience and they go, take the video down. We don't want any pictures or videos of us. Don't come. All right? Like, don't fuck my career. Don't try to end my career by being like, take that picture and video down because we came to your conference. Right? I think that's probably the most vile request I have ever heard. Experienced? Had. It happened to me. Right? Let's not escalate that to actually happening, right? Of them coming and being like, so-and-so, take that video down that you took of her because we don't want it of us and we came without her consent. You know, it's very unprofessional and very inappropriate. So just, no, they're not welcome. Okay. I personally want to see my career grow and flourish, and I do consent to pictures and videos of me being taken. Not by them, because of respond in kind. Same to them, since they don't want pictures, same to them. So they shouldn't be coming to any of my work stuff presentations. So there we go. But you, on the other hand, are welcome. So there we go. You can become my family. Replace those bad ones with the good ones. People have not met yet, or had met yet. It is, and or. There we go. Anyway, attending a poster presentation by me at Thinking Out Loud, 13 January 2025.